Hello, and welcome to the next video in the series on resource file building with me, your host, Andy Woolley. In this video, we're going to look at content ideas, specifically using some of the clever tools that are out there. And in this one particular case, we're going to be looking at Answer the Public, which will scrape the internet to give us the most relevant organic terms that are typed into the search query box and therefore what the target audience are looking for. Because whilst you understand your brand and you wish to be known for different things, be that products or services, ultimately we need to reverse engineer this. We need to know what the user wishes to search for, what their intent is. And if we know their intent, then we can provide the right content or the information for them, and therefore we know how we can build our products and services to meet that intent. So by reverse engineering it, we'll be better on the money to make the sales. So join me in this video as we start looking at how these content ideas are gleaned and then utilized in order to write the content yourself or put it out to your VAs or your content writers and make sure that you're on point to deliver the intent for the target audience and therefore make your sale. In this next section, we're going to look at content ideas. Before we do, let's copy the chosen keywords so far. And by now you might have accumulated a few more. That's not a bad thing. There is this to and froing, and that's quite smart. I'm not doing it for the sake of this series. I'm just going to work with the initial 5. But the principle's there. Once you discover another one, work your way back through the known keywords, organic terms and that. And you can flesh this file out, literally keep returning to it and improving it bit by bit. So let's just move this out the way, which gives you an explanation of what the whole page is about. Let's populate our keywords here. You can either type them in or copy them across, purely up to you. I find it quicker to do that. It saves me the rechanging the color, storytelling with data, but also you become familiar with the main keywords. Then data story, data science, which is where we got to be careful because we know that can lead us down a different tangent completely, and story with data. Yeah, so I think as we've already seen, the danger is we could start looking at data science and data analytics outside of data storytelling, and again outside of just storytelling per se. So it's knowing the intent and being very careful that we don't go in a different direction. But let's take the first one, which is storytelling. If I just spell it right, bear with me. Storytelling. Copy paste that, Control C. And what we're going to do then is we're going to come onto a tool called Answer the Public, which is a freemium tool. You can use it free three times a day. And ultimately what Answer the Public does is it gives you questions, prepositions, comparisons, A to Z alphabetically, and any related terms. And depending on the subject, you can see here through the diagrams, it's reasonably busy. It's not as busy as I see a lot, but it gives you the ability to start accumulating information that is organically typed into the search queries, and also some of those subject titles ready for the content. So it's a great way that starts helping you talk around your particular topic, like what is progressive depth data storytelling? Already, I'm not sure what progressive depth data storytelling is. That could possibly be another silo. So that could be another way that we need to explore and interrogate the data in order to acquire new keywords, and another topic that we could be writing on in order to keep building out our main keyword, which is the data storytelling. Now, all these images, if you do like these as well, you can obviously download these, save the image, it'll generate the image, and then you can download that then as a JPEG. It takes a couple of seconds, you can download that, and you've got the JPEG there, quite easy. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to download the CSV, which is all the questions, prepositions, comparisons, and pull those out and put them in the respective work tab under the resource file. So we'll just wait for that to finish off a minute. And you can see it's got a lot more here. Great if you're going to do things like, verses, like verses. So data storytelling versus data visualization, quite popular terms to see on the internet, and things that can obviously then be pulled out and written about. So it's just refreshing. Let me refresh. Okay, there we are. Right, so it's got there. There's my quantity that's already brought out in relation to it, and then I just download it as a CSV. Bring that down. Happy days. And then from that, then double click it, open it, and then I can see what we've got. Now already you can see it's put it under what the term is, the modifier type, the modifier, and then the suggestion. I literally do exactly the same again as I hold the first one there, hold down my shift key and the last one over here and copy paste. And I'm just literally bringing that through into the predefined headers. I've already put them there because I'm quite familiar to this format. And we've already done the data storytelling. So now, if I'm looking for a particular instance in there, and we'll discuss this later on in the reviews, I can sort of start filtering in there. I could look for that visualization. And again, see, another thing to be aware of here is the spelling between American and English. You can see that English is there. If I change that to the Z, and again, that's also there. So it's being aware of those subtle differences. And therefore, even in the UK, you've got people searching by other languages. I might need to address that balance of spelling. So that's something we'll talk about later on, but already it can pull out from the different types of queries anything relevant in those organic questions. So let's do the next one. Let's just roll through this. Sorry, back onto the store. A lot of tabs, unfortunately. Constantly work that way. Shoot up the top, click the logo, refreshes, gives you the opportunity to put it back in. And let's do another search. And give it a couple of seconds. And it logs your time and date that you're in. So obviously, unless you've got a VPN or a dynamic IP, then it's going to limit you. Let's open that up. And that's our next one. Again, click the first column, hold down the shift key, last column, copy paste into our section. And you can see this is the whole point of the resource file, is all we are doing is accumulating data so that we can come into this file and then interrogate it, get the results that we're after. There you are, see? So I haven't initiated my VPN here, but you can see you've hit the maximum number, and that happens. So yeah, I could wait 24 hours, come back to it. No rush. A resource file can take a few days to build anyway, so it doesn't create a big problem. Probably my easiest way to circumvent around that would be coming onto Firefox. Firefox have their built-in VPN, which you can see as set VPN. So I don't want to remind me later. Choose the UK, and already now it's connected me to a VPN. Open a private window and answer public, which I don't want the page limit. There you go. Type it back in then with my term, and we're back in business. There's smart ways around these sort of things, but ideally, if you're going to use it all the time, I don't as much as I used to. I used to pay for it, but now I infrequently do clients, too busy with other bits and pieces and lots of my own affiliates. So therefore, if you're going to use it on a regular basis, it probably pays to. So you don't want to be frustrated by using that. So yeah, let's open it with Excel. 3 days, can do it straight away. And again, we're back in, working through all these. Let's copy paste that across. So nothing's going to stop us. And again, when I've done this for clients, I tend to be anywhere up to 50, 100 different terms scrolling across, which is why these resource files do become quite large in their size. But that's their beauty, is the amount of information you can put into them, and then interrogate is an eye-opener. And that's why Excel is a breath of fresh air when it comes to this. I'm sure there's many other ways of doing it. Don't get me wrong, SEMrush I've used for years, and that also gives you this fantastic sort of insight as well. But not when you start going out of one topic into another. And that's where Excel really does excel, because we can color code them. And then that allows us even to do searches by color coding. That really does help us then start breaking down our data and finding ways that are relevant to us. Right, again, we've hit another limit. So all I'm simply going to do is close that one off, reopen, come into another, disconnect that. I'm going to come through a different country, select another browser, answer the public. There's always a way around it. Bear in mind, my IP has now changed, so it won't cause me any issues. I can carry on doing that. It's a quick enough way. It's not the ideal way, but it's a workaround. So yeah, beneficial to record that and put that in the video for you, so you can find simple ways to get the job done without it costing you anything. But ideally, if you do want to buy into one of theirs, please do. I'm not on any affiliate with them. I might look into that, to be honest, but for the here and now, we were only looking for 5 terms. And that's it. Right, so we are done there now. We have completed on the 5 particular terms. Might just shrink that down just to make it a bit easier to read some stuff across. The other thing I do tend to do, and I've already set it in here, is I've already set the field for the view. So I've frozen the panes underneath. So if we do scroll down, you can see what the headings are. That's just to make life a little bit easier. But most things now from this point on, once we've completed all the research, will all be about filtering and grouping. And that's it for the content ideas.